This is George Dionne of the Rock is George podcast, and this is a KNAC.com exclusive interview with drummer Michael Ehré of the German power metal act, The Unity. If I knew absolutely nothing about The Unity, how would you describe the band's music to me?
Maybe I would say it's kind of mix between hard rock and metal, but not only hard rock, not only metal. It's both. And we always try to have a certain variety on our records. That means that we don't want to have only like mid-tempo songs, not only speed songs or whatever, but I mean, maybe it's more like riding a roller coaster, like these ups and downs. And the most important thing for us is always have to have good melodies.
You guys have been around since 2017. I know you guys have been in other bands throughout the years, and you're in several bands currently. But how did this project come together in 2017?
I'm playing in a band called Gamma Ray, and me and the guitar player Henyo from Gamma Ray, we discussed recording some ideas that we had in mind besides Gamma Ray. And when it came to have a full band, I had the idea to invite my friends from another band called Love Might Kill. We had 2 albums out in 2011 and 12, I guess, on Massacre Records, and our guitar player left the band. One of our 2 guitar players left the band. And so I thought, man, with Henry, we have another guitar player, and we have Love My Kill was actually a really good band with a really awesome singer, awesome guitar player, awesome bass player, and keyboard player, of course. And so it was the idea to ask those guys to join us. And that's what became The Unity.
The Unity is getting ready to release their 5th album on August 25th, The Hellish Joyride through Steamhammer SPV. When you guys put an album together, is everybody involved collectively, or are there certain people that do the songwriting?
No. We have this new bass player in the band for the first time on this record. His name is Tobias Axel. His nickname is Eggy. And he is also the bass player from Ehré. And in the moment he joined the band, we had 6 songwriters in the band. So everybody in the band is involved in writing songs. And maybe this is not maybe, it's obviously the reason of the variety we have on the records, because everybody has different ways of composing, different influences. And the good thing is, in the end, when we all contribute ourselves to the recordings and play and perform, it always sounds like The Unity. And it's a really comfortable situation that we're in, having 6 songwriters. It's not on the shoulders of one guy or 2 guys.
I think one of the things that kind of brought my ear to the band was that you don't sound like any of the bands that you guys are in prior. You don't sound like Gamma Ray. You don't sound like Ehré. You sound like your own entity.
Absolutely. Would have made no sense to sound like Gamma Ray, or to sound like Ehré, or to sound like Metallium, to sound like whatever, because they are already there. So nobody needs a second Gamma Ray. Nobody needs a second Ehré. I don't know if anybody needs The Unity, but at least we tried to sound different to the other bands that we are involved, and I guess it worked out pretty well so far. So, I mean, this is the good thing. When we 6 guys, when we start to play together, it sounds like it sounds. I mean, it's not that we say, okay, we can't do this because maybe this is too similar to band XYZ or whatever. No, as soon as we start to perform, as soon as Jamba starts to sing, it's the sound of the unity.
Well, let's talk about the single that you have out there. It's Always Two Ways to Play. You have a fantastic music video that it's catching a lot of eyes. You guys are out on the volleyball court getting smashed by some pro female volleyball players. Who came up with the concept for the video tied to the song?
Actually, it was our guitar player, Steff, who I spoke with him on the phone, and we discussed the ideas for a video. And we had the idea of doing something different than we did before, because I mean, we had 3 albums before the whole the Hellish Joyride, 3 studio albums, and we have tons of videos out, and it was all kind of the same, you know, like bands playing in front of the camera, and that's it. And we said, okay, let's try to give this idea of doing something different a chance. And I asked Stefan, do you have already something different in mind? And he said, yeah. And I said, what? And he said, let's play volleyball. I said, what? yeah, let's play volleyball. That's something that we are not good in. I mean, we actually can't play volleyball at all. We all did it back in the school days, but you know, this is long ago. and at first I said, oh no, man, this is crazy. Who wants to see those old guys playing volleyball? But if just a few minutes later, I thought, hey, maybe it's a good idea. Maybe it's a good idea to get the attention of the fans and of the of the fans, of the people. So we collected some ideas what we can do, made a storyline, and I spoke to this female team here in my hometown, and they were so nice. They right at the beginning is they said, yeah, we're doing it, because I mean, this is not easy. They were also supposed to play the instruments. You know, you saw that on the video, like we're playing volleyball and the guys are playing the music. Well, and I think the people out there, they liked it. They liked it. Some people, a few people, maybe for a few people it was not true enough. Like for the real true metal guys, it was too funny. No laughing in metal music, please. But okay, that was the risk, and it was worth it. So
I think you could get away with it because you got Eggy from Ed Guy, and they're always throwing in that sort of comedic twist in with their music.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but that was not in our minds. It was not that we said, okay, Ed Guy is doing it, like let's try it also. No. That was not the reason. But we knew that if we present this idea to the others in the band, the first one to say yippee was Eggy. but no, in the end, everybody was fine with the idea. I mean, imagine that we ask our friends in the band, yeah, we have to wear funny clothes and we play volleyball. I mean, what would you say in that moment?
I'd say it's rock and roll and anything's possible.
Perfect. This is the perfect answer.
Do you have another video scheduled to come out?
Yeah. Exactly in 1 week, on the 18th, we will release a second video, a second single, Saints and Sinners. And this is more of a traditional video. We filmed ourselves on a show we did on the Metal Festival in Czech Republic in Pilsen a few weeks ago, and we used this material for the video. So this is more the traditional way of doing videos, but it's really cool. We have really cool pictures in that clip. We played in front of many people. Yeah, I'm looking forward. I really hope the people will like it as much as they like the last video.
You really put your drum skills to the test in that particular song. 153 beats per minute.
No, 152, I guess.
I was off by a beat.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I play with gamma ray. It's nothing new for me to play those kinds of tempos. But it was the first time for the Unity to record this kind of speed metal track, and it was a challenge for us all because I mean the song was written by Henyo, and Henyo, when we write songs, we do it in our home studios at home at the computer. We record our guitars, we program some drums on the computer, and Henyo always has a clear vision of how the drums should play. So he's really going into details by programming the drums with every drum fill and every beat and everything. And this is sometimes it's not easy. I knew that from gamma ray, and it's always a challenge for me, but I like it. And I'm sometimes when I'm sitting there, I'm recording it, I think, you bastard. But when when I manage to play it, I'm really happy and proud because sometimes he has ideas that I don't have as a drummer. So yeah, it's cool. Why not? Take the challenge.
One of my favorite songs on the album is Something Good. This is a really good kind of crossover ballad that you wouldn't expect from guys in the power metal, heavy metal field.
That's true. Absolutely. And this also, I mean, Saints and Sinners was a track we never had before, like a speed metal track. And Something Good was also this ballad that we never had before. Actually, we had only one ballad on our previous albums. So it's a very personal song written by our guitar player, by Steph, with really personal lyrics. But the cool thing in this band is no matter what we do, okay, if we would do black metal or something, wouldn't fit. But in these boundaries that our genre has, boundaries is a hard word, but we play a mixture of hard rock and metal. So, but this gives us boundaries. I mean, we can't do something like Slayer, or we can't do something like Oasis or something. But as soon we tried to extend these boundaries, and we noticed that as soon as everybody is involved in the recordings and everybody contributes himself to the recording, it sounds like the Unity. All of a sudden, it sounds like the Unity. It doesn't sound like something that you say, this is strange. I mean, maybe you say, oh, I haven't heard that kind of music from Unity before, but I think you wouldn't say that doesn't fit to the band. And this is a cool thing, in my opinion.
And you also produced the album. You produced this album and the last album. So you kind of fine-tune the sound you want the Unity to be.
Yeah, but this is pretty easy. This is pretty easy with the guys in the band because we all have different influences, of course, but we have a lot of influences we share as a band. These are influences like, yeah, the obvious ones: Deep Purple, Rainbow, Whitesnake, Maiden, Priest. This is something that we grew up with. And when it comes to find the right sound for an album, we all have the same vision. And this makes it quite easy, to be honest. Responsible for the good sound was Achim Köhler, who also worked with Primal Fear on their first records. And I remember back at the end of the 90s, when the first Primal Fear record came out, It was at that time when Judas Priest were looking for a singer, or maybe they had their Jugulator album out. I can't remember, but anyway, whether they hadn't an album out or it was it was Jugulator that didn't sound like Priest. So I remember when the first Primal Fear album came out, and I listened to Shamebreaker and all the songs on that album. I was really impressed. I really liked it because I'm a big Priest fan, and they gave me what I was looking for. And I saw that name, Achim Köhler, who was responsible for the mix and the master. And so I knew that name for a long time. And then back in 2017, when the first Unity album came out, we were invited to support Edguy as a special guest on the tour. And Achim Köhler was their front of house guy, their mixer, their live mixer. And so we got to know each other, and then we were looking for a guy to mix the Pride album, which was our third album back in 2020. And I asked Achim. Yeah. And since then we're working together, and we were absolutely happy with the result.
I think just as important in the style of music that you play is the cover album artwork, and you have fantastic artwork by Felipe Machado. How did you get him involved to do the cover?
The last album that came out in 2021 was a live album called The Devil You Know. That was the first time that we presented our mascot, this devil, Dave. We called him Dave. And before we did that album, we already had in mind to create this kind of mascot, because we all like it, like Eddie from Maiden, and all the things that gives you a lot of opportunities when it comes to do an artwork for an album, which is sometimes when you don't have a mascot, it's not that easy. And it gives you something that the people remember. And when they see Dave, they see, okay, this is the Unity. And when we had that in mind, we thought about who can do it, who can bring that on the paper that we had in mind. And yeah, we got the address of Felipe, and we contacted him, and he was, he also did the artwork for Iron Savior and a lot of other bands. And so it was not that difficult to get his contact, of course. And he was, he really liked the idea of the devil. He never did that way of artwork before, that kind of artwork. So it was kind of new to him. But as I said, he liked it, and we're really happy that we did that step to that mascot, because I mean, when you look at the new cover artwork, Dave in this roller coaster, it's absolutely cool and perfect. And imagine a backdrop on stage or a t-shirt, perfect.
You guys are going to be heading out on tour a week after the album's released, opening for Primal Fear. Are you going to be pulling double duty during this tour, because you're Primal Fear's drummer as well?
Yes, I will. And I mean, it's a good chance for the Unity to play with Primal Fear, and to play those shows, to promote the album. And we took the chance when we got the offer. Of course, it's I have to be in good shape, but I already started to work out like 1.5 months ago by playing each day the drums, by going to the gym, and I guess I will manage it. So, before Corona in 2019, I had some double shows on the festival season in the summer with Gamma Ray and Primal Fear. And Gamma Ray is really hard to play because it's a lot of speed metal and 2 hour shows and everything. So I wouldn't say I'm familiar with it, but I already had the chance to do double shows and it worked out well. So I'm not afraid.
Do you play 2 different drum kits, or do you play the same kit the whole night?
Same kit. Would make no sense to play two kits.
You know, rock and roll can be extravagant at times. I would picture if Tommy Lee's going to do two different shows, he's going to have he's going to have a roller coaster, and then he's going to have some other contraption.
Yeah, that's true, but that's Mötley Crüe and not Primal Fear.
So at pretty much a week after the Unity's new album comes out, Primal Fear's new album comes out, Code Red, and you're kind of in competition with yourself, a friendly competition, really.
Yeah, but it's not a competition. I mean, it's good to have 2 albums coming out. I mean, on each magazine, I can read 2 reviews. I can read two articles about the bands. It's cool. I mean, yeah, it's a perfect timing, I guess. And I wouldn't say it's a competition because both bands are friends. So it's cool. No problem. No problem at all.
Are there any plans for Gamma Ray to make any more new music? It's been a long time since your last studio album.
Yeah. We speak or we spoke in the past a few times about it. And we also already presented ideas to each other's demo songs. But in the end, it's all up to Kai, because Kai is really busy with Halloween, and yeah, it's all up to Kai. He's the boss from the band, and I have no idea. There are no really plans or details that I can tell you right now. But it's still in our mind. I guess we will make another record, but I have no idea when.
Well, you have plenty to keep you busy in the meantime, Michael. You have the new Unity album out August 25th, The Hellish Joyride through Steamhammer SPV. You have Primal Fear's Code Red on September 1st. You have the tour with the Unity and Primal Fear. Those are all the questions I have for you today. You got a lot to prepare for. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with KNAC.com.
Thank you so much.